Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. Tonight I've got something nice and shiny. This is Magic the Gathering from the Vaults Legends, which I've sort of been holding back on for a little while now. How I ended up with this, I actually don't know much about these from the Vaults. They're not something I really collect because normally they sort of come out and they're snapped up and the price goes through the roof. But what actually happened was I was over, or I tried to redeem some promotional vouchers for some Titans to do with Jewels of the Planeswalker. So these are basically the cards. So it was a Frost Titan, an Inferno Titan, and a Grave Titan. And I hadn't had a lot of luck doing this online. Basically, I've got a PS3 and I bought the two this year's and last year's copies of Jewels of the Planeswalker, but I also have a PC and I had another copy on that. So when I got in touch with Wizards, they actually gave me vouchers for the Grave Titan instead of, I think it was for Liliana Vess. So that was quite nice. They sorted that out, and then they sort of gave me, redirected me to a list of, I think it was Wizards Play Network shops in my area, and I live in Nova Scotia. So I was able to find a place down in New Minas. I think they're called Valley Gametronics, and they were really helpful. So I was down there basically picking these up, and when I went into the shop, we got chatting. It's quite a nice load of magic stuff down there. If you get a chance to go down there, definitely check the shop out. And I came out with this basically as well, as I think a lot of people do when they go out to get stuff. End up coming back with a lot more than they bargained. But this is very nice. This was very much aimed at the EDH market. Like I said, I don't think it sold very well for some reason. It might be that a lot of EDH players already had all the cards. And the trouble is, in this, I must admit, I don't know which ones of these are, reprints with new artwork, or whether they were sort of special one-offs for the set. I noticed that I think that one, because the Lunart, that was one of the new legendary creatures in Innistrad. So anyway, let's open this up. I've sort of partially opened this already because it had these sort of really annoying plastic sealed stuff on it, which is difficult to get off. So there, all the cards are sealed up in that as well. In the base of this, there's a little insert, or well, let's say a large insert, which is quite nice. It gives you stories behind the cards, the sort of backstory behind all these sort of legendary creatures in here, and there's 15 in here. You also get a spin down counter with the particular logo for this sort of special from the vaults. There you go. Like I say, I've got this is the first from the vaults I've opened. I think the packaging on these are different for different from the vaults actually. So let's go through these and see what we've got. These are very shiny cards. So let me just make sure this can be seen. I'll read these out anyway, so just so we're really clear on this. So you've got Visara the Dreadful, 3 colourless, 3 black, legendary creature Gorgon. It's a 5/5, has flying, has tap, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. Sharoom the Hegemon, 3 colourless, white, blue, black, a legendary artifact creature Sphinx, has flying. When Sharoom the Hegemon enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and that's a 5/5. Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, 4 colourless, 2 blue, legendary creature Human Soldier. Creatures you control have horsemanship, and that's a 4/4. Very annoying card because there's not that many cards in Magic that have horsemanship on them. So I should imagine that could be a very irritating legendary creature to have in your EDH deck. Teferi, Mage of Zalfir, 2 colourless, 3 blue. Legendary creature, human wizard, has flash. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have flash. Each opponent can cast spells only any time he or she could cast a sorcery, and that's 3/4. And then this card, which I do recognise the set it's from. This was originally in Rise of the Eldrazi. Ulugmog the Infinite Gaia, 11 colourless to cast. Legendary creature Eldrazi. When you cast Ulugmog the Infinite Gaia, destroy target permanent. It's got Annihilator 4 on it. Whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 4 permanents. Ulugmog is indestructible. When Ulugmog is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library, and it's a 10/10. So that's the first 5 in there. Then we move on to, let's do this one next. So we've got Mikius the Lunarch. This is actually from Innistrad. I already have one of these. X and a white, legendary creature, human cleric. Mikius the Lunarch enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on Mikius. Tap, remove a +1/+1 counter from Mikius, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, and it's a 0/0. Cow, Lord of Wei, or Wei, however you say that. Legendary creature, human soldier. Tap, target opponent discards 2 cards. Activate this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. That's a 3/2 black for a 3/3. Captain Sisay, legendary creature, human soldier. 2 colourless, green white for a 2/2. Also, you can tap this, search your library for a legendary card, reveal that card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And we've got Doran the Siege Tower in here. Black, green, white. Legendary creature, Treefolk Shaman. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. And that's a 0/5. And we've got Kiki Jiki, Mirror Breaker. 2 colourless, 3 red. Legendary creature, Goblin Shaman. Has haste, tap, put a token. That's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control onto the battlefield. That token has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, and that's a 2/2. And the final group of 5. Rafik of the Many, 1 colourless, a green, white, blue. Legendary creature, human knight. Exalted, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And also it has on it, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn, and that's a 3/3. Kresh the Blood Braided, 2 colourless, black, red, green. Legendary creature, human warrior. It's a 3/3. Also has ability on it. Whenever another creature dies, you may put X +1/+1 counters on Kresh the Blood Braided, where X is that creature's power. Umnath, Locus of Mana. Legendary creature, elemental. It's 2 and a green. Green mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as steps and phases end. Umnath, Locus of Mana gets +1/+1 for each green mana in your mana pool. And that's a 1/1. Una, Queen of the Fae. So this is a card that uses hybrid mana. So it's 3 colourless and then blue or black, blue or black, blue or black. Flying for X and blue or black. Choose a colour. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of his or her library. For each card of the chosen colour exiled this way, put a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue creature token with flying into the battlefield. So this particular card is a legendary creature fairy wizard, and it's a 5/5. And also in this deck we have Progenitus. So this is 2 white, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, 2 green. legendary creature Hydra Avatar. It's a 10/10. Has protection from everything. If Progenitus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Progenitus and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. So there we have it. Those are all the nice shiny legendary creatures from the Vaults Legends. Let's put them back in their box with our spin down counter. Okay, thanks for watching.